Welcome to Monster Men.
Arrgh.
Dark.
That's as good as I've been.
So we are very excited about this episode of Monster Men because we have our buddy Jason Brant here today, who has been one of the reasons that we love doing Monster Men is because we find people that are like-minded and as crazy as we are, maybe even crazier. And Jason is a horror author, but if you go to his blog, he has described himself as author of awesome horror and a thriller douche. So I think he's got a pretty good sense of humor. So welcome, Jason, to Monster Men. It's been a long time coming, and we're psyched to have you.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Jason, please tell us about you've got a lot of different books, a lot of different kinds of styles of books. So give us the quick elevator speech intro to you and what you do and what's up.
Right. Horror thrillers, all variety, whatever comes to mind. My most popular series, what pays my bills, is called The Hunger, which is kind of a cross between zombies and vampires. It's not really either or. It's kind of my own thing. That's what I'm mostly known for. And then I'm working on a new series now, which starts with Ash. His name is ASHER Benson. He's a soldier who suffers a traumatic brain injury in Iraq. And as he's waking up from a coma, he starts to hear voices in his head, and he realizes he's hearing other people's thoughts. And it kind of drives him crazy. And he becomes a raging alcoholic and secludes himself. And eventually the government finds out what he's capable of, and they come after him.
You sure this guy's name's not Hunter Shea?
Hey, you know what I love about the Hunger series? You got all these hot punk chicks on the covers.
I think that's why it sells. I don't think it's my writing. I think I got a hot chick on all the covers.
Hot chicks sell.
That's
well,
right.
now it takes me forever to read a book, and I finally just finished the last book I was reading, and so you're on deck. So I was going to start with the Hunger series, but is that where I should start?
Sure, if that's what you're looking for. I kind of have things in all different genres. You guys know in horror, there's a lot of subgenres. So I try to whatever's on my mind, I write. If I have a zombie idea, I write a zombie idea. If it's a serial killer, that's what I do. So it's just kind of whatever you're looking to read. But that's the one that everyone seems to like the most. So. And I sent you an audiobook of that. I would recommend listening to the audiobook as opposed to reading it, just because my narrator is incredible.
Really?
So he actually makes my prose sound not horrible.
Done and done. Then that's what I'll do.
I've got Gehenna West of Hell lined up to read.
That's a very interesting series. It's kind of a love-hate thing with some people. So.
I'm on a weird Western kind of kick right now. So the fact that I could read something in that genre, that subgenre, by somebody new, other than like Joe Lansdale, who's awesome, is great. So I can't.
Yeah, I saw you just had one, right? Hellhole?
Hellhole, as inspired by Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I got more of your stuff on my list. I'll have to get to that soon.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I like it.
So, Jack, why do we have Jason on here, other than just so we can look at his pretty face and the pretty girls on his pretty books?
Well, Jason once described us as two dudes bullshitting about horror.
And that's about it.
And and so we just wanted to have you to come on and do this same thing. So before we logged on here, we decided that we just pick a topic that we could run with, and found footage movies, which is something that we've kind of, every time one of us watches one on and we tweet about it, the other guys are right on there rolling their eyes collectively, or, oh my God, you actually found a good one. So
yeah.
So that's the topic for today. Found footage movies. And part of the reason we're doing this is because it seems like this year, like every other movie that comes onto Netflix is a new found footage horror.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I thought it would have died down by now, just like I thought reality TV would have died down by now, but it's actually, I think this is the most found footage movies that we've ever had in horror.
Yeah, I think the indie horror scene has really moved into that almost exclusively at this point.
It's incredible. And the thing is, though, there are still gems out there. They're not all bad. So hopefully today we can kind of tell you what to look for what to maybe watch with one eye open and what to just completely avoid.
Well, that's why I watch Monster Man, because I wait for you guys to sift through this crap, and then I pick up the gems that you see.
Oh, we watch a lot of crap.
Except I could have killed Jack the one time he was talking about Contracted, and I went and watched that, and I was like, oh, it was a cool idea, but
You know, so many people hate that movie.
it had problems.
It's a good Netflix movie, though.
I like the way that the whole zombie thing came about, the STD, and it had some really disgusting scenes, but it was something.
It had me at maggot vagina.
Yeah, that was. I'm watching that with my wife, and she's like, "What? What are we watching?"
That's your
send it
Monster
away.
Man pick of the week.
From Skinamax to your home.
Well, speaking of found footage, this one recommends Megan is Missing, which is a found footage movie that I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but it's possibly the most disturbing movie ever.
It's brutal as hell.
Did you see that?
No, I've heard about that one, and I keep putting it off because everybody's just talks about how much it screwed them up.
Do you have kids?
No.
Then it'll be a little bit better for you. Literally, when we watched that movie, my wife and I stopped it and went and had a talk with our children.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was gut-wrenching.
You know, the guy who, I don't know if it's the director or the producer or something, we posted it, and he actually wrote back to us and thanked us for mentioning his movie. It was pretty cool.
Really?
Then said, what?
I just had the same thing with that Taking Deborah Logan movie. The director and the writer messaged me back on Twitter. I was like, oh, you guys are really trolling Twitter for comments.
But you know what? I got to tell you, that's one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, because I didn't hear anything about it.
And you heard about it through me.
I heard about it through you, and then I went to Netflix, and I popped it on, and that was way better than I thought it would be. And strange.
Yeah. Very. I really like the idea. I'm going to have to totally steal this at some point and put my own spin on it. The idea of a damaged mine is what allowed like this ghost or specter or whatever the hell it was. That's what let it in, was her dementia. I thought that was really cool.
No, it was also nice in horror movies. I think Scream started this, where all the pretty boys and girls were in all these horror movies, and I like the fact that everybody in this movie was just ugly as sin. just like regular people.
Well, the older woman in that movie is very courageous performance. You know, she's naked and she's
a lot.
Yeah,
outside
she was
in the elements, like all beat up.
You know, one of my favorite scenes of that was maybe halfway through, after she levitates up onto the counter. One of the cameramen is in his van, and he's like, "I'm leaving."
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, okay, he's going to drive down the driveway and he's going to get killed like it happens in every movie when somebody tries to leave. Nope, that dude's just out of the movie, gone. His last line, something like, "This train's getting the fuck out of here," and then he's gone.
It's like Eddie Murphy with the Amityville Horror. Get out! Too bad we can't stay.
Right, exactly.
No, true. He was the most rational person in there.
Yeah.
And it had the sister from Mad About You, who played the daughter.
I didn't watch that.
Oh,
show, so.
I didn't even put that together.
Yeah. So it was nice to see her still getting work.
It still had some of those found footage movie moments, like where they just do like a funhouse visual trick, like, oh, the bag's got snakes in it now, kind of thing.
Right.
I just kind of laugh, and like, oh, I guess we're in the grand finale now.
Hey, like we said earlier, that scene in the cave when the woman's like devouring that kid's head like a big anaconda.
Wow.
That was awesome.
That was really cool. Yeah, I was so shocked by that. It was my semi-nightly torturing my wife with horrible horror movies on Netflix, and that really cool poster, and we just clicked it, and it was surprising.
Yeah, no. I think that's going to make my list of favorite movies this year. Unless something comes along that knocks my socks off, but I doubt it. Did you guys see Willow Creek, the Bobcat Goldthwait Bigfoot movie?
I
did.
Now, what did you think of it overall?
I'm really torn on that movie. It's really slow at the beginning, like really slow. But because it was slow, you actually kind of got a feel for their relationship, which in found footage is non-existent.
Right.
And then I really wasn't that down with the ending until the tent scene. I was kind of going through the Peter Griffin thing where he hurts himself and he's like, you know, like at first it's funny, and then after 20 seconds it's not funny, and then after 40 seconds it's funny again.
Right.
So that's kind of what I was going through with that, with the intensity. So
I thought the beginning, they said they had some one-liners in there in the beginning that I was actually cracking up at when they were like, you know, touring the town and stuff and giving little asides. I was like, that's got to be Bobcat Goldthwait, you know.
yeah, they were looking at like a mural or something, Bigfoot mural, and just like tearing it apart.
Yeah,
it was good stuff.
That was funny. And then when they got to the tent, it was just so intense. It just for me, it just kept building and building and building. And I think I read somewhere where they didn't even know what was going on. Kind of like,
they did a Blair Witch.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in a tent, just react.
It had a lot of the found footage trappings at the end. Where why is the light on? Why are you filming your face? What?
Would you turn the light off first thing you do? Because it's a beacon.
Something is chasing you through the woods. I'm going to keep the spotlight on my camera, and I'm going to shine it directly at my own face. Just
But like I told you, found footage, if I like it, I just try not to examine it too much. I don't want it to just fall apart on me. So I just walked out. I was like, all right, I dug it. We got tense for a little while. Wasn't too crazy about the very ending. It was kind of, I don't know, up in the air.
Well, now, a lot of the times you want to hold your cards close and play them later on, but I'm going to play a found footage card early in this because of what you just said.
Do it.
Hunter and I both just watched a found footage movie that we'd been hearing about and could not find anywhere. And then it turns out where you can't get this anywhere except on freaking YouTube.
For free?
And it actually deals with the whole camera thing really well. Have you seen the Poughkeepsie tapes?
No, I have it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we found it on YouTube of all places.
It's on YouTube.
Isn't that another one supposed to be really brutal?
Holy crap, it's brutal.
Yeah, that's why. Again, why I have to be in the right frame of mind to watch stuff like that.
This is like watching found police footage, real stuff, and it's really.
So the concept of this is, in the house of this serial killer, they find a box of tapes that are marked like they're numbered or something like that, and there's some missing. So basically, this killer's been going around for years and filming, killing people, torturing people, stalking people, and he changes his MO.
His MO,
yeah. And so, it's not the same thing over and over again. And like, there's a time where like a girl's taking a shower, and he goes and hides in the closet, but he puts the camera out, and then her boyfriend comes home. So then they're hanging around in the house for a long time, and this guy is just waiting for them. And at one point, like they're standing in one place, and he like walks by them, behind them and stuff. But then like he captures this one girl, and this goes to the Megan is missing uncomfortable.
Oh,
some of the stuff that happens. But I gotta tell you, it's disturbing. But like for jaded guys like us, we don't get this kind of feeling from too many horror movies. Usually we're rolling our eyes going, okay, I've seen.
Yeah, I start checking my Facebook or my email or something.
This one you're like, oh my God.
I'll have to check that out. All right, maybe I'll watch it this weekend.
It felt real. It was one of the few found footage movies where it felt like, holy crap, this is real.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I like finding the tapes of what this guy's been doing for years. That's a cool idea.
And they're videotapes, too, so you're getting that gritty quality that I think always works best in horror movies. The grittier, the better.
Sure.
The slicker, the dicker. I don't know. But yeah, check that out, because that was really... Ugh.
The first found footage movie was probably Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which is a pretty screwed up movie. Eli Roth has filmed a pseudo sequel to it called The Green Inferno, but it just got like delayed or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, who knows?
Did you say Eli Roth?
Yeah.
Well, that would be interesting.
Yeah, so hopefully that's going to come out sometime. Now, I just watched a bunch of found footage movies on Netflix, and I watched one the other night called Mr. Jones. See that?
No.
Never even heard of it.
It's brand new. I saw somebody write about it on the internet, and I was like, oh my god, it's on Netflix. Like it was like the day it came out. It's this couple moves out into the remote woods kind of thing, and there's this guy who lives near them who builds like these weird scarecrow things, and it's a legendary Mr. Jones thing, and they end up sneaking into his house, and there's all kinds of weird things that go on, and I felt like it falls apart. It's like kind of good for the first half, and then I thought the once it got into like the okay, here's what's really going on, and the grand finale and climax of it just kind of turned into like I was rolling my eyes, going, "Oh my, you're kidding me!" But the chick was hot in it, so that kept my attention.
It's kind of the found footage MO. They always fall apart in the last act, and the acting is just horrible.
Yeah. Oh, the acting is usually as bad as it gets. These are people, if they were extras during Three's Company, they couldn't even get on that show.
Yeah, they're auditioning on Craigslist. Have you guys seen VHS Viral?
No.
I have been saving that for Thanksgiving weekend, and I hear it's actually really good.
I haven't watched that one yet. I don't know why either, because I like the first two quite a bit, particularly the second one.
Yeah, I heard that this one is really good, and they got all different directors this time around, so yeah, I was saving that. That's going to be my hangover movie on Friday after Thanksgiving.
Interesting.
What about As Above, So Below?
I haven't seen that one yet.
That, I will tell you, that's a pretty good movie. That is a fun house. Literally, it's like a ride. You just go in there, you strap in, and it's just going to take you through the craziest fun house you've ever been in. The acting actually isn't too bad. And if you go with somebody who's claustrophobic, you're going to have the greatest time of your life just watching them freak the hell out for an hour and a half.
Nice.
Because it is tight and close and dark.
Is that on demand or?
It just came out. It came out in theaters in August, so I'll bet it's on demand by December.
You saw it in the theater, didn't you?
I did. I ran right out to see that. It was cool.
Yeah, I hadn't even heard of it until it was out of theaters. So
it's actually pretty cool concept. First of all, I'm always obsessed with the catacombs under Paris. With all the bones and it's miles and miles of caverns. So it follows this crew who's looking for the Philosopher's Stone down there. That part is kind of silly, but it's just worth it for the claustrophobia of the whole thing. And there's a lot of weird jump scares and just high strangeness in it.
Huh.
What's the vampire movie? Afflicted?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, you know what's good about that one is the third act. You sort of think the movie's just about to end in sort of a stereotypical found footage way, and then all of a sudden there's this third act that keeps going and goes in a different direction, and then you're like, oh, okay. So it kind of almost goes from like watching Chronicle to watching a completely different movie.
Yeah, they did a good job too, kind of explaining why they're recording. I think in the big fight scene, he had a GoPro on or something like that, or at least he had it strapped to his chest.
Yeah.
So it kind of got rid of that. Who in the hell would hold a camera at this point?
Yeah.
So, I thought that movie was so good that I wasn't even thinking about the rationale for the cameras.
Yeah, I didn't either. It wasn't until I was talking about it at the end. I was like, I don't remember a point where it really bothered me. And normally when I'm watching those, I'm like, what the hell?
No, to me, that's one of the best vampire movies in a few years, at least.
There's another
they actually got
footage.
the ferocity. I'm sorry.
What? Go ahead.
They got the ferocity of a vampire. Like, nobody seems to get that anymore. And when he was changing, he was, like, uncontrollable. I like that.
That was creepy when he was, like, in between the change.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, my God. I'd just leave my friend for dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't sit there and record his changes. He's either going to the hospital or I'm out.
Yeah.
I'd be the guy from The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Peace out.
Looks like I'm going to have to find another monster, man. Jack is dead.
There's another vampire found footage movie that I keep flirting with, but I don't want to pay to watch it, called Blackwater Vampire, that looks more like the Blair Witch in that these people go into the woods to search out a legend, and then it starts to, harass them in the woods, but you actually see the thing in the trailer, so I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my I know there's going to be some rainy night that I usually, if I'm going to pay for a bad movie, a vampire movie is usually where I go with that.
And that's on Netflix?
It's not. It's on demand. You got to pay. That's why I haven't watched it.
Right.
Okay.
And I know
if it's not on Prime or Netflix, I usually don't end up seeing it.
Right. I know, Jason, you saw Alien Abduction.
Yeah.
Which got a lot of... I mean, when I was at Horror Hound in Cincinnati in March, people were talking about that movie then. And everyone was saying, that's the movie. This is the best alien abduction movie ever. I mean, maybe they thought it's the best movie called Alien Abduction ever. But
the best found footage alien abduction movie ever.
Yeah, I thought it was actually... To me... Look, we talk about there's a scene in the tunnel when the tunnel's full of all these cars and the people aren't there, and what happens to the family in that tunnel is cool, kind of scary.
Very creepy, yeah.
I thought the acting actually wasn't too bad in it either.
Nope.
I mean, a little better than average.
It's been a while since I watched it, but I'm trying to think. One of my biggest problems was, and I have this with a lot of alien movies, is that they make the aliens completely moronic. Like, we've mastered time and space. We took out all these people in this tunnel, but you went in the basement of this cabin, and we just have no idea where you are. Can't find you. Giving up. We saw you were in there, followed you there, but you went downstairs. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No idea.
Oh, you're in this big barn. Oh, well, I'm not going to check behind those bales of hay.
Right. Yeah. So that's usually my problem with alien movies. I love alien movies, but so often it's just, they're stupid.
The cool thing I liked about that was that jarring sound when they would come around.
Yeah.
That was
I liked when they were beamed up into the ship, too. That was neat.
Yeah. If you want to see a good alien abduction movie, it's a quiet alien abduction movie, found footage, is Absence.
Yeah, that's one with the woman whose baby disappears while she's pregnant, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and her husband figures the best therapy is to take her back to the same place where the baby disappeared. And they bring her douchebag brother who wants to be a filmmaker along.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
That's like Cloverfield, isn't it? The douchebag is holding the camera.
Yeah, but he was funny at least. Yeah. It's actually, the kid who plays the brother is kind of irritating, but the girl who plays the abductee who lost her baby is maybe the best actor I've seen in a found footage movie.
I really thought that was an interesting idea, and I wish they'd done more with it. It felt like they didn't talk about the baby thing quite enough. It kind of became all about the aliens at one point and not necessarily why the aliens would take her baby, not her, and then come back. It was an interesting idea. I would have liked to see them flesh it out a little more.
Right. Yeah, and that was a little tiny movie that's just shocked the hell out of me, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Possession of Michael King?
I have not. That's another one that I'm just sitting on and I haven't watched yet.
Did you, Hunter?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so I heard about this one, and it's definitely worth watching, but I can't give it like 5 stars. But I would definitely say watch it. So I love the premise of it because the premise feels like something that like we would do. Like we're all like, well, I'm interested in ghosts, but I really think a lot of it is bullshit. I'm skeptical, but I'm kind of curious. So I really want to know if there's something to all this. So he's like that with Possession. So he's basically like, I'm going to go do black masses and all this other stuff and document it. So if this is real, I'm going to know it. And so he does all this stuff, and then naturally it goes to hell, literally.
That is a cool idea.
So there are some really, really brilliant things in this movie, and there's a few things that you kind of roll your eyes and go, oh, here you go. So if you just sort of put on your found footage goggles and let it roll.
Drink 4 beers first.
Yeah, that's probably...
I say do that with every movie.
I usually do.
What's your favorite beer?
Oh, man, it's like... What's your favorite kid, or what's your
Sophie's choice.
Depends on the mood.
What about now? We're in the fall. What's a good fall beer that you...
Well, I like a good pumpkin beer, but sometimes they're kind of hard to find. What did I start drinking this year? Schlafly Pumpkin I had quite a bit of this fall. That was pretty decent. I think it was maybe on your show you guys mentioned Pumpkin.
Pumpkin, love it.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I actually live about a mile from a brewery, which is kind of ruining my life. They specialize in dark beer, and they have a real good one called Sweet Baby Jesus, which is a chocolate peanut butter stout.
Oh, baby!
Just like Jesus would taste.
I had some kind of chocolatey beer at a new restaurant near here that was just awesome.
Yeah, that's where I go. I put my ass on a stool on Friday afternoons there, and yeah. I don't get much done on the weekends here.
It's all right. Now, I don't know if you guys... no, Jack, I know you saw this. I don't know if this qualifies as found footage or it's a documentary. Ty West's latest movie, The Sacrament.
I think it falls under the umbrella of found footage, because all these movies aren't necessarily... The Blair Witch Project was found footage because people found the film and buried in the house.
Right.
So that's where it got the term, but really,
I think the term is cinema verite, right?
Yeah,
like that's the. But when you say that, nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. So I just call them all found footage, even though they're not.
Yeah, you say that to too many people, they'll be like, "That Jason's a highfalutin ass,
right?
Chocolate beer drinking snob.
He's a horror douche." Now, did you see that, Jason?
I did.
What'd you think of that one?
I liked it. I thought that was. I think Ty West has really started cranking out some good movies. I thought it was pretty good.
I agree. I am a disciple of Ty West.
I want to say the only complaint I really had was I felt like the ending was a little anticlimactic, but only because when everyone starts drinking the Kool-Aid and things are going crazy, I thought that was going to be the peak, and it kind of went down a little bit and came back up. But when I looked the story up, that was kind of pretty close to the true story, so I did that. That's
what got me. I'm thinking, God, crap, people lived through that. Well, died in Jonestown. I was like, because it had that correlation to something that really happened. That also had a big impact on us when we were growing up. I mean, it was everywhere. So I thought it was a pretty powerful movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I really liked the guy who played the cult leader. I thought he was like spooky as hell.
When they were doing that interview with him and all the followers there, ooh.
And he wouldn't look at him. He kept looking at the crowd.
Like, isn't that the guy from the gas station in No Country for Old Men? With that's your lucky coin?
Right.
I haven't seen that in a while.
I'm pretty sure that's him. That's the, hey, friendo.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to find out right now.
He's like, don't put it back in your pocket. Then it'll just be another coin.
That's Gene Jones.
Gene Jones. Yeah, I don't recognize the name.
No Country for Old Men. That's correct. That was a good call there, Jack.
That's one of my favorite movies. I thought The Sacrament, when I saw it, and we talked about it a few episodes ago, I liked it, but I thought like the first half, it's good acting. Not really much happens in the first half. Then you get some really good action in the second half. Then I agree with you. There's sort of like a, wait a minute, I thought there was going to be more of a climax than there was. And then like, it's like there's like I would give it a pretty good, not great, but in the found footage movie, that's high praise.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'd put it.
And
I don't recommend it to a ton of people, but it was solid.
Yeah, Ty West his Ty West thing is the slow build up.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he does. He did with the Innkeepers and, House of the Devil. That's just kind of the way he rolls.
Innkeepers was almost too slow for me. I thought House of the Devil was just about right. I really liked that movie.
Yeah. You know what? I liked Innkeepers only because I said, I hope this is a warning for potential asshole ghost hunters that, you'll die of an asthma attack.
That girl, the lead girl in Innkeepers, looked like a real plain Jane girl.
Aquamarine.
If you go watch Shark Night 3D, she's in a bikini the whole time and is like drop dead hot.
Yeah.
Really?
Sarah Paxson.
She's also in that movie Cheap Thrills.
Oh.
That came out. And she's like, the dame who's daring these guys to do all the stuff and paying them money for it. And at one point she has sex with this guy in front of her husband.
Oh. All right, this is Cheap Thrills, huh? I get this right.
Cheap Thrills is really good. Not found footage, but Cheap Thrills is awesome. It's got the guy who plays Packer from The Office, and he's also from Anchorman, the balding guy. I never remember his name. It's also got the guy who was worked in the hotel with Sarah Paxson from The Innkeepers.
Oh, that guy.
And the kid who played Dutch, who was all grown up and a big angry thug.
Oh, Dutch with Ed O'Neill?
Yeah.
That was
Holy-
a funny movie. I haven't thought of that one in a while.
So yeah, that's a see Cheap Thrills. I tell everybody, go watch that movie. Even people who don't like horror, just watch that.
You know, I just watched a found footage movie that, shame on me, it took me this long to finally watch it, but it's because it was subtitled that I knew I needed to pay attention.
Right.
I finally watched Trollhunter.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
That's so funny. I like that a lot.
And now there is a case of a brilliant found footage concept, execution, and fun.
Yeah.
Exactly. The king of not taking yourself seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who trolls were so big?
They're not taking themselves seriously, but they don't let you know that. It's not like they're winking. It's not like Scary Movie.
Right.
They do it with a straight face, so it's very
They
well.
have trolls that are the size of Godzilla that nobody sees.
No one knows about. Yeah, that one at the end when they're driving in the Jeep, it's like you could see that from space.
Exactly. He's on Google Earth.
Right.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
that is a very good one. You know what? Everybody loves that movie in the world except my wife.
Really?
Yeah, she hated it, but I don't know why. Maybe it was the subtitles.
I'm assuming you guys have seen the REC movies, or REC, or whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah, I saw all three of those.
Rec, we were saying, like, I love the Blair Witch Project, and it's a trailblazer, but Rec may be the best found footage movie.
It might be.
Yeah. You know what?
Even the remake was solid. Quarantine?
Quarantine
Yeah.
was good.
That wasn't bad.
I even liked Rec 3.
Oh, yeah, I can't go that far.
I had a good time with Rec 3.
I was expecting the same kind of thing, not the campy stuff of Rec 3, and I was like, what the hell?
Because Rec 2 is really good, too.
I really like
Yeah.
Rec 2.
Rec 2 is good.
Talk
Look,
about a sequel that doesn't rest on its laurels. And it takes it, when they start to explain why what's happening is happening, and you're like, oh, that's a great reason for the zombie thing.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I think the fourth one comes out soon.
Oh,
Apocalypse or something like that. Yeah.
Why not?
And it's I can't remember the guy's name who did the first one. I'm not even going to butcher his name.
Right.
The guy from the first one's directing the fourth one, I think. So
All right,
Oh, I
cool.
can't wait.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I'd buy that for $1.
How about ever $1? All right, well, anything else? We're going to kind of wrap up this.
What? You want to throw out a movie to see or not see?
Yeah.
Real quick? Oh my
a
god.
movie to see or not see, found footage. God. Huh. How about Paranormal Activity 4? Was that the really horrible one?
The marked ones.
I think that was
No, that was
the
5.
fifth one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus, there's 5 of them.
That was a little better actually than 4.
Is
4
4 the
was
one with the
terrible.
little kid?
4 was
I don't
the
even-
girl.
I don't even remember. It was just so.
Paranormal activities are only good on odd numbers.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. I don't know what's going on there. I'm trying to think. What was a terrible one that I watched? I can't even remember the names of the horrible ones because they're all the same. Some 3 kids go up in the mountains.
There was
They hear
Death
shit
of
in
a
the
Ghost
woods.
Hunter. You ever see that?
Yes.
Yes. I don't recall it being good.
No.
I don't remember the details. I just was like, oh wait, I remember another one.
And Grave Encounters.
I never saw that.
That's
I like
not-
Grave Encounters.
That's like a takeoff on Ghost Adventures.
Oh,
I have the build up to that is very similar to a novel I wrote, which basically just shits on all these ghost hunting shows for being so fake. I have a random one that it seems about 50-50 people like and don't like. It's called Evidence. It came out maybe in 2012 or 2013.
Is that a Bigfoot movie?
No, but it's in the woods. It's 4 or 5 college kids go up. It starts off the exact same, and about halfway through, I was ready to shut it off, and then the last act is completely off the rails. You could literally never predict what happens. It's insane.
Oh, really?
So
Is that on Netflix?
I don't know. I think I got a video on demand a while ago. It might be. I would check that out. But some people don't like how much of a shift it is. But I enjoyed it.
There's a website called Can I Stream It, I think, that you can look up movies and find out if you can get them online, whether you have to pay or not. I think it's Can I Stream It.
I'll have to check that out. Save me manually typing in all these on my remote and Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to find evidence. I will watch this. 2013.
Now, there's two movies called Evidence. One has the guy from what's that vampire show? Damn it.
The Vampire Diaries?
No, the one on, I think it's Showtime
True
or
Blood?
HBO. True Blood. Yeah, the guy from True Blood. Not that movie.
Oh, wait, yeah, I see there's two. That's right. I was looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, that's not a horror movie. Yeah, Evidence 2012. There's like a phone or a camera or something on the cover.
Yep. All right,
Yep, that's the one.
That's going on the queue.
It's interesting. It was filmed for like $1.95, so
Sometimes that works.
it might be a four beer one, but
That sounds like a good one. The next time I come over for some in-person Monster Ments, we watch that afterwards.
I can't wait to watch the found footage Stephen Hawking movie.
what?
I found him on the floor again. Take footage. That guy's my hero. He's cheating on his wife and he can't even fucking move.
I'd watch that
Cheating on
over
his
Apollo 18.
Oh my god, that movie stunk.
Don't. I can't.
Diary of the Dead.
Diary of the Dead? That was beyond terrible.
I don't know that was that the fifth one or the sixth one. I don't know.
It's the worst one.
I didn't even like Land all that much.
Neither did I. I stop at Day of the Dead.
Say hello, Annalicia. Oh, Annalicia. Hey, bub.
I don't know. That guy is the George Lucas of horror movies,
Yes.
right? Like he started off, he was amazing, and at some point he had an undiagnosed stroke, and everything just went downhill.
This is why you're a monster man. That's
Exactly.
the best freaking analogy I've ever heard in my life about horror. George Romero is the George Lucas of horror. Oh my god.
Except he didn't get all the money George got.
Yeah, that's true.
Must be the name.
You gotta
George.
hand it off to J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, exactly.
More lens flare with your zombies. All right, let's wrap this up.
I think we gave everyone everything they need to possibly see or not see.
What, Jason? Let's give your website address out, and where can people find you?
If you just search for me, I'm the first like 2 pages of results. My website's jasonbrant.blogspot.com. I'm on all the sellers: Amazon, Audible, iTunes, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, paperback, audiobook, ebook, whatever you want. If you just want to read my stupidity on the blog, I blog about insane stuff, about He-Man being gay or horrible movies, or how hammered I was last
Hugh
night.
Jackman?
Yeah, I have a thing with Hugh. The guy really pisses me off. He can sing, dance, act. He's nice. He's huge. He's ripped. Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to compete with that dude?
Look at his wife.
He's got the accent. Son of a bitch.
Damn it.
So every 6 months or so, I dig at him if I can.
Awesome.
That's cool, man. Everybody, you should check out his site because it is really funny. And buy his books. Buy his books or we're not going to be your friends anymore.
Yeah,
There'll be a
they
found
probably
footage
buy them
about
on
you
this.
out there.
Appreciate it.
That wraps it up. Jason, thanks for joining us. And Hunter, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. We'll see you, everybody, next time on
Monster Men.
Googity.
Grr, arg.